Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's 9 o'clock on Friday, and you are watching me, Deb Burton, Executive Director of RI Elder Info, where every Friday I bring you information and resources that you or someone you know needs to know about. And today I am speaking with a guest that is sharing some really fun information that is taking place over the next couple of weekends and then out into the future that I think many of us may want to participate in. So I am really excited to have this conversation. Now, as you all know, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we could not do this without the support of our sponsors and our donors. So a huge thank you to Age Friendly Rhode Island, as well as Rhode Island College Cybersecurity and Emerging Technologies, United Healthcare, and CareForth. Here's a message from our Friday Friends sponsor, CareForth.
Caregiving, first of all, is the most selfless act. You're just on 24/7. In order to do all that, you need someone to make sure that you, as the caregiver, are taking care of yourself. And nobody cares for your family like you do. You love them. The whole program is amazing to get paid for something that you would do even if you weren't getting paid. You're not just one person, but you have a whole team behind you, and we're all here to help.
Hey, good morning, Chuck. How are you?
Hi, Deb. Good morning. Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So I heard about the Rhode Island Senior Games, and I knew I had to reach out to learn more. Please tell everybody about the Rhode Island Senior Games.
Well, the Rhode Island Senior Games is a nonprofit organization. It was started over 40 years ago. And it's an all-volunteer group. There's currently 6 of us on our board of directors. We don't have any overhead. We don't have a physical location. But the 6 of us are dedicated to trying to keep seniors active. Okay, and the goal is to, we like to, our purpose is we sponsor games with the goal of keeping people fit and then having social engagement as well. That's a big part of aging and being socially engaged with people, seeing other people in a similar age group doing active things.
I love that. Now, when you say senior, what's the age criteria?
Most of our games start at 50 years old. Okay, some of them allow 40-year-olds and up, but we try to go by National Senior Games, and we are a member of the National Senior Games Association. Primarily, they start at 50 years old, and we sponsor different activities and sports, and you compete in age groups of 5-year increments.
Okay.
So you play in 50 to 55 years, 60 to 64, 65 to 69, and so on up the ladder like that in different age groups. And here in Rhode Island, we've had 80 and some 90-year-old athletes come out for track and field, table tennis, pickleball. I have a whole list that we can talk through in a little bit, but those age groups are well represented throughout our games.
I love that. And it's about being healthy, physically fit, and connecting with other like-minded folks.
Yes. Yeah. We try to stress the physical as well as the mental. The social engagement is great for your mental well-being. And seeing other people with a similar interest in a game that you like to play is very helpful to help us age gracefully as we continue on with our trip here. So,
yeah. And so what kind of games can people participate in?
Well, typically, let's do that list right now. But we have people that either played these games in high school and said, I'd really like to get back to that. Or we have people that say, gee, I've been thinking about trying bowling or bocce. This is a good opportunity to do it. So we offer 14 different games this year. We started with hockey. We have basketball skills competition. If you couldn't field the whole team, you could go and just play in the skills competition. Billiards, bocce, bowling. We got our B's out of the way there. track and field, pickleball's coming up, table tennis, golf, and our final event for the year is going to be a 5K road race, and that's in conjunction with Road Races. Is a group in Rhode Island that sponsors races all over. So those are the activities that we're offering this year.
That's pretty diverse. And when people sign up, can they pick which sport, or is it an all or nothing? Like, how does that work?
No, very, very individual. At our website, there's a registration page with a list of all the games that we're offering, when we're having those games, and how to register for those. There is usually a fee involved with entering a game, which helps to defray our costs of renting track and field, renting a hall to have activities in. We provide usually a towel for our athletes to participate in the game, so it helps to defray those costs.
Okay. And when you're having these events, do you get, say, local sponsors, or is it really just kind of like the registration fees?
We do have sponsors, and we look for sponsors so that we can keep our registration fees low. Our primary sponsor is Bay State Physical Therapy, which has been a tremendous advocate for us. And as you can imagine, a lot of our seniors have need for physical therapy as time goes on. They actually, Bay State has come to some of our events and had a table present where they can do actual physical therapy to help athletes stay in the game. And certainly if anybody gets injured outside of the games, hopefully, Bay State has been a very good advocate in keeping our athletes in the game, as we say. So
very good. Now, when people want to join to participate, you mentioned about health. Are there certain health requirements, or like, do you need to bring in a physical to say that you can do this, or is it really, I'm saying I'm well enough to do this, so I want to do this? How does that work?
It is self-guided. Yes, we have a release form that we have athletes sign that states that they won't hold us responsible if they get, if they have a medical problem during it. But we also have medical staff on the premises for a good deal of these games, because with the activities and the population that we're dealing with. But no, it's pretty much a self-attestation that you are able to participate. There's not a medical requirement that people obtain that. So.
Yep. But you do have somebody there if, somebody's playing basketball and breaking ankles literally means that one time. You've got somebody there who's like, ooh.
Right. We've got staff that can support those athletes. Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. So you go to our registration page. We collect demographic information. Okay. We ask for people to sign up. If it's if you're playing doubles in an activity, we ask that you sign up your other team members. Group like basketball is a good example. You sign up with the team. Hockey, we had hockey for the first time this year, and we had 4 teams sign up. So again, the captain signs up everybody. Then at the actual event, they sign a waiver. But,
okay, that makes sense.
A lot of the games you can compete as a single or in doubles, such as bowling. Bocce, we had teams of 4. Table tennis, we play singles and doubles. Pickleball, same thing, singles and doubles. So at the registration, you sign people up, you pay your registration fee, and then we contact athletes as the games are approaching to give them more information on the events of the day.
Okay. And how the whole thing flows, where to go. Do athletes meet ahead of time to do like a run of show, or is it just like any other, if you're running a race, you show up to the race and you run?
Yeah, you pretty much show up at the day of the event. But no, pre-game, pre-event activities, no, we don't generally do that. No. Yeah, and part of being there is the camaraderie that develops. You get there, you meet other people that are interested in your same activity, make some new friends, enjoy the sport, and hopefully encourage people to come and join you next year and play other games, try other sports out as well.
Yeah. In the hockey, it's ice hockey, right?
Oh yeah. Ice
Okay.
hockey. Yeah.
Because I know that sometimes there's hockey that's played on rollerblades in the summer. So I wanted to make sure that, so the Rhode Island Senior Games go on all year.
Well, we started in the late spring, early summer. Again, hockey happened. Hockey was the end. Well, it was the middle of May that we had hockey. That was our first game, and our last game is going to be the 5K road race, and that's the end of October.
Okay.
Again, the middle of the summer, we kind of take a break. A lot of people have other things going on. It's a busy time of year. I know in talking to the road race people, they don't want to have races in July or August because of the heat. So
not safe.
No, exactly.
For anybody.
No. So we're very conscious of that. But yeah, that's pretty much our season, May through October.
Okay. And is there an opportunity if people wanted to say, obviously not for all sports, but if they wanted to come and cheer?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'd love to have athletes and spectators there. So yeah, certainly all that information, the location of the facilities and the dates that we're there. We'd love to have people come and watch. We also have volunteer opportunities too. Especially track and field is a good example. We need people to, time the race. We have an official timing system, but to report times back to the scorers table, running and bring water to athletes, that type of thing, help people register, point them in the right direction. So we welcome volunteers as well. So if you're not a senior and you'd like to be involved in some capacity, volunteering is certainly a way we can do that.
I like that. And they can find all that information on your website, the riseniorgames.org, right?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
And if somebody wants to sign up, if they want to learn more, all of those things, it's all on the website?
Yep. Contact's on our website, rhodeilandseniorgames.org.
Okay.
So that's available for everybody there as well. So.
And for some of the athletes, if driving is a difficulty, do you find that athletes can kind of collaborate with one another for transportation?
It would be that way. Yeah, it's not something we can provide. We don't have.
Not officially, but
No.
And that's part of that friendship connection that comes with sports too.
It is the camaraderie that develops. We try to get the senior centers involved with some of our games too. And I know the Lincoln Senior Center was very cooperative with us this year. And some of the local senior centers might be able to provide transportation, but as a rule, Rhode Island Senior Games does not do that.
Okay. So I got to ask, what's your favorite sport?
Well, I got started with table tennis, and that's a little bit unusual, and I've been dealing with that my whole life. I started playing table tennis when I was in junior high school, and I like to say I just never stopped.
Okay, good.
I got to Rhode Island. I found a core of table tennis players and past president and current treasurer of the Rhode Island Table Tennis Association. And when I turned 50 years old, the man that was running it at the time was Mike Lyons, a former sportscaster here. He contacted me and said, "Hey, we want to do table tennis as a senior game. Would you be interested in running it?" And here I am 20 some odd years later, still doing it. So that was my introduction, intro to table tennis as a senior game. So, and National Senior Games, I mentioned, they run a national event every 2 years. And the current year, 2026, people that participate this year, this is what we call a qualifying year,
Okay.
because the National Games tournament will be in 2027, and it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma this year. But if you qualify this year, then you can go to the games next year. And I've had the opportunity to go to the National Games on two separate occasions. One was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and more recently I went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That was 2 summers ago, and it was a lot of fun. They get approximately 12,000 athletes attend the National Games, and again, that's in all sports. They had indoor pickleball, table tennis at the big convention center there, basketball, volleyball, shuffleboard is a national event. And, there's vendors in the hall, a lot of activity going on, and just a bunch of happy seniors running all over the place, smiling everywhere you go. So it's a great experience. And I'm hoping to qualify again this year so that I can go to Tulsa next year.
Awesome. And just out of curiosity too, how old has been the oldest athlete in Rhode Island?
In Rhode Island, I know we've had track and field athletes in their 90s. So
Rock on.
yeah,
Love it.
90-year-old 100-yard dash. If you can call it a dash at that age, but we welcome seniors of all ages. We like to have the media key in on that. And I know when I've traveled, the local media has, I had an experience in Pittsburgh. The local media had done a story on a 94-year-old woman who during COVID didn't have the normal social outlets that she would have liked or physical activity. Yeah. She got tired of just walking. So she bought herself a ping pong robot and had a table in her house that would shoot balls at her, and she practiced, and she came to the senior games. It was her first competition ever. And I had the opportunity to meet her and actually warm her up a little bit and get her ready for her game. So that was a fun experience. Here in Rhode Island, our oldest table tennis guy is 86 years old. And I went to senior games in Pittsburgh with him. But like I said, we've had track and field people in their 90s. And those are the oldest people that I'm familiar with here in Rhode Island.
I love that just shatters so many ageist stereotypes. I love it.
It does. And, it's something that you're not going to start out being great at a sport, but if you persist, you'll come to enjoy it and you'll get better. Even as a senior, you can get better at an event if you pick it up for the first time and stay with it. It gives you something to look forward to and keep you active and engaged also. So
I love it.
The other thing I'd like to mention, I briefly touched on the guy that initiated our games was Mike Lyons. He was a sports reporter for local media here in Rhode Island. More recently, he's worked with what was the Pawtucket Red Sox, and now is on with the Worcester Red Sox. So Mike was a big part of getting the games going in Rhode Island and maintaining them over the years. And as he's aged, another group of us has taken over and are trying to keep it going. And I think we're doing a pretty good job. Our numbers have grown every year. This year we'll have over 500 athletes participate in our various sports. So that's a mark we like to, we're proud of that one. And we're always looking for more.
That is awesome.
So,
wow. Yeah. So a lot of things going on. And yep. I have seen the logo. Mm-hmm. Do you have an image of the logo so people can recognize it when they see it?
Funny you should ask. I just happen to have our logo here. Okay.
There we go. All right. So the Rhode Island Senior Games with the Rhode Island Red Rooster. Yeah, I love that. And the Olympic torch.
We have our games and we have a banner with that logo on there. And we encourage all of our athletes to take a picture with our chicken. That's what we like to tell them.
So if people go on the website, the Rhode Island Senior Games.org, they can see when and where the games are, and then they can go to that location, look for the big chicken, and then they'll find the athletes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love it.
Find an event you're interested in. That we have photographs up there from events that have happened this year, as well as past events on the website as well. So people can take a
Awesome.
look at that and find out more about us. So,
Very good. Well, Chuck, I'm glad you had the time to come on Friday Friends, because this is just such a fun thing to participate in. It just sounds awesome. And I'm definitely going to go check it out, and I'll be a cheerleader this year. I got to work up to being an athlete.
That's fine. Small steps. Start
Exactly.
somewhere. That's good. That's good. Well, I appreciate you having us on, Deb, and hopefully we see a lot of seniors out there getting involved, staying active, keep themselves healthy.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. In a fun environment.
Exactly. Yep. That's our goal.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for having us on. Bye-bye now.
Everybody, this is such a fun way to be connected and make new friends while doing something that you enjoy. And like Chuck says, maybe it's not maybe it's not a sport that you've participated in a really long time, maybe not since high school, which was probably a few years ago, or maybe it's a new sport, but you have an opportunity to learn something new. You have an opportunity to be out and meet new people, be active, which is good for mind, body, and spirit. And it goes, kind of seasonally. So there's opportunity to still take those down times. I encourage everybody, check out Rhode Island Senior Games. It's riseniorgames.org. If you have any questions, they've got a contact form right on the website that you can reach out to them about being an athlete, being a volunteer, or just knowing where to go and be a cheerleader and cheer for the fact that they are breaking the stereotypes and myths around what it means to accumulate a lot of days on this planet. So I am so glad that you all joined me today. I look forward to seeing you again next week. In the meantime, be well and be kind.